We have some breaking news right now on the AI front, and Mackenzie Sigalos is in San Francisco. What do you have, Mackenzie?
Hey, Contessa. So Anthropic says it's uncovered what may be the first documented case of an AI orchestrated cyber attack, a sign that they say of just how fast the threat landscape is shifting. Now, this goes back to September when a Chinese state-backed group used Anthropic's Claude models to automate nearly every step of a global espionage campaign. Now, in this case, hackers jailbroke Claude code by posing as cybersecurity testers. And we know that hackers have long used AI for things like crafting phishing emails or scanning for vulnerabilities, but this was a lot more sophisticated than what we've seen before. You've got Anthropic saying that Claude was handled up to the model itself was handling up to 90% of the attack, with humans only stepping in a few times to approve decisions. So we're talking cyber attacks with the click of a button, Claude essentially writing and deploying exploit codes, stealing credentials, exfiltrating sensitive data, and even documenting the attack to then reuse later. Roughly 30 government and corporate targets were hit. A few intrusions were successful before Anthropic shut it down and alerted authorities. And it is worth noting, Contessa, Anthropic only acknowledged this attack from 2 months ago after the Wall Street Journal broke this news today. Anthropic, they are calling it a turning point where AI has gone from assistant to operator, warning that unless defenders start using the same tools, they risk falling behind.
Well, how you like them apples? So, Anthropic, which a lot of people claim that they are the best model, especially their Claude code, which I've dabbled with it in the past, but they say that that is the best AI large language model out there, especially for coding, especially for cyber attacks. What are those acronyms? FAFO? What? FAFO? So, this is interesting because one thing that stood out in what the CNBC reporting said is that the Chinese sponsored, or the Chinese state sponsored group and actors, they posed as cybersecurity professionals, like or cybersecurity researchers. But what I don't understand is how they were able to get, like, what does that mean? What does that mean that they posed as cybersecurity researchers in order to be able to carry out this very, very sophisticated attack where they are using agentic AI to go through the whole process of hacking governments? And what prevented this from, like, what there were no safeguards in place for Anthropic to see, okay, well, although you might be cybersecurity researchers, we probably shouldn't be trying to infiltrate .gov accounts, or maybe for some other foreign country. I don't even know what country it is. So we're gonna find out a little bit more about it, see what in the world is going on. But if there is anything that I say in this video that you disagree with, maybe partially or vehemently, if you really, really disagree, maybe you think what I'm saying is actually stupid, do me a big favor. Subscribe to the channel and let me know, because I'm sure that there are many things that I say that you would disagree with. So let me know what you disagree with. Leave me a comment, subscribe, and let's talk about it, because guess what? We resolve our differences through conversation, through debate, through all of that good stuff. So let me know if there's anything that I say that you disagree with, all right? What I want to do now, I want to jump into an article about this whole attack from Fox Business so that we can take a look at it from let's read about it, then we're going to watch another video about this attack, and then I want to read what Anthropic, directly from the horse's mouth, what Anthropic has to say about this Chinese state-sponsored attack. All right, so let's go and jump into it now. So this article is brought to us by Fox Business, and it headlines, Chinese hackers weaponize Anthropic's AI in first autonomous cyber attack targeting global organizations. And by autonomous, they mean they are using agentic AI. They have built the workflow and they just have to say, go ahead and run, unleash, and it is going to go and do its thing. All right, which is very, very scary. And they use what many people say is the very, very best for AI coding, they use Claude Code, the Claude Code model, to infiltrate 30 organizations, including tech firms and government agencies. All right. So this article is written by Morgan Phillip from Fox Business. And it says artificial intelligence company Anthropic says it has uncovered what it believes to be the first large-scale cyber attack carried out primarily by AI, blaming the operation on a Chinese state-sponsored hacking group that used the company's own tool to infiltrate dozens of global targets. Okay, so there's some so first and foremost, before Anthropic came out and said this information, right? It seemed from the CNBC reporting that it was the Wall Street Journal who primarily discovered this, and then Anthropic came clean. But it's funny because the other day we were reviewing a video from the CEO of Anthropic, Dario something, and he was giving all these warnings about AI and the use and then. But if you really felt this way, why did you have to wait 2 months for another news organization to break the news, and then you came clean about it? Why were you not at the forefront as soon as you found out about it to let the public know that, hey, this happened and we need to be more careful, more aware, right? So let's keep reading real quick. It says in a report released this week, Anthropic said the attack began in mid-September. This week, and the attack in mid-2025 and used Claude Code to execute an investigating about 30 major tech firms, financial institutions, chemical manufacturers, and government. Okay, the hackers manipulated models to bring offensive activity and described the highly sophisticated espionage operation that represents an inflection point in cybersecurity. Basically, what the inflection point is, if people are going to be using these agentic AI to do cyber attacks, cyber espionage, that means that we also, as IT professionals, as cyber professionals, need to go on the offensive to be able to combat this, to protect ourselves, our organizations from these type of attacks. We believe this is the first documented case. So imagine how many undocumented cases there are of this, right? But the first documented case of a large-scale cyber attack executed without substantial human intervention, Anthropic said. The company said the attack marked an unsettling inflection point in U.S. cybersecurity. The campaign has substantial implication for cybersecurity in the age of AI agents, systems that can run autonomously for long periods of time and that complete complex tasks largely independent of human intervention. A company press release said, agents are valuable for everyday work and productivity, but in the wrong hands, they can substantially increase the viability of large-scale cyber attacks. Founded in 2021 by former OpenAI researcher, Anthropic is a San Francisco-based AI company best known for developing the Claude family of chatbots, rivals to OpenAI's ChatGPT. The firm, backed by Amazon and Google, built its reputation around AI safety. How you like them apples? AI safety and reliability, making the revelation that its own model was turned into a cyber weapon is especially alarming. I mean, that's what I was saying earlier, right? The fact that the CEO of Anthropic is honestly, the CEO of Anthropic is an alarmist. Always, oh my God, all these bad things from AI. Okay, but you are creating the AI that you are complaining about. You are creating the AI that you are complaining about. Right? But it was your agentic AI that China chose, they didn't even choose their own. They didn't even choose DeepSeek. They chose yours, Claude, the San Francisco-based AI company, to launch the first documented autonomous AI agentic attack, cyber attack. Right? There goes the CEO right here. They don't say his name here. The hackers reportedly broke through Claude Code's safeguards by jailbreaking. Do you guys remember jailbreaking? I remember I used to jailbreak iPhones, and for Android, you kind of had to do something with it, but mainly for iPhone, because iPhone was locked down. And back in the days, I used to jailbreak the iPhone to be able to customize them and stuff like that. But the hackers reportedly broke through Claude Code's safeguards by jailbreaking the model, disguising malicious commands as benign requests and tricking it into believing it was part of legitimate cybersecurity testing. You got fooled. You got fooled. Bamboozled by the Chinese state-sponsored actors. It happens though. Once compromised, the AI system was able to identify valuable databases, use code to take advantage of their vulnerabilities, harvest credentials, and create backdoors for deeper access and exfiltrate data. Anthropic said the model carried out 80 to 90% of the work, with human operators stepping in for only for several high-level decisions. Whew, that is rough. That is rough. The company said only a few infiltrations attempts succeeded, and that it moved quickly to shut down compromised accounts, notify affected entities, and share. Oh, where'd that go? And share intelligence with authorities. Anthropic assessed with high confidence that the campaign was backed by the Chinese government through independent agencies, though independent agencies have not confirmed that attribution. Sounds like someone is trying to cover their hiney. All right. Since Chinese embassy spokesperson Liu Pengyu called the attribution to China unfounded speculation. Oh.
How dare you?
That's what Liu Pengyu said. He said, "How dare you, Anthropic, accuse us? Although we probably did do it, and although we are probably responsible for 90% of cyber attacks, and Russia probably the other 8. But how dare you make these unfounded speculations without proof or evidence publicly disclosed? Although you're probably right. Probably right. Because China firmly opposes and cracks down on all forms of cyber attacks in accordance with law. Okay. The US needs to stop using cybersecurity to smear and slander China, and stop spreading all kinds of disinformation about so-called Chinese hacking threats. I mean, I would deny it too if I was China, right? Hamza Chaudhry, AI and national security lead at the Future of Life Institute, warned in comments to Fox Business that advances in AI allow increasingly less sophisticated adversaries to carry out complex espionage campaigns with minimal resources or expertise. Chaudhry praised Anthropic for its transparency around the attack, but said questions remain. How did Anthropic become aware of the attack? How did it identify the attacker as a Chinese-backed group? Which government agencies and technology companies were attacked as part of this list of 30 targets? I have those same questions, and I have one more. Why did you wait until the Wall Street Journal reported on this for you to also come clean? I think that's a fair question. I think that is a fair question. Chaudhry argues that the Anthropic incident exposes a deeper flaw in U.S. strategy towards artificial intelligence and national security. I mean, look, the national security people are still probably on outdated information. So the federal government, come on, we're always playing catch up, right? We're always playing catch up. 99% of the people in Congress and the judiciary and the executive branch probably don't know anything about AI. They probably barely know anything about software development. You know what I realized? Are there any software engineers or anybody in IT who makes it to Congress? Because I'll see doctors, I'll see former military people, all these type of people they've built a career, military people, doctors, and bartenders and waitresses, business owners, but I never see any tech people actually making it to Congress. Possibly because Congress pays you probably make a lot more money. I take that back because I take it back. You probably won't make a lot more money in IT because once people get into Congress, they become millionaires. From bartenders to millionaires. I don't know how that works. Right? Chaudhry argues that the Anthropic incident exposes a deeper flaw in U.S. strategy towards artificial intelligence and national security. While Anthropic maintains that the same AI tools used for hacking can also strengthen cyber defense, he says decades of evidence show that digital domain overwhelmingly favors offense, and that AI only widens that gap. I agree 100% with Chaudhry, right? By racing to deploy increasingly capable systems, Washington and the tech industry are empowering adversaries faster than they can build safeguards, he warns. He is 100,000% right about that. The strategic logic of racing to deploy AI systems that demonstrably empower adversaries while hoping the same systems can help us defend against attacks conducted using our own tools appear fundamentally flawed and deserve a rethink in Washington. And that's the thing, because a lot of people, they're always playing catch up, they're always reactive. Look, it's not only in tech, because you didn't have a law for stealing until someone actually stole. You didn't have a law for murder until somebody actually murdered. The crime always comes first, and then you're reacting to the results of the crime. So this cyber attack happens now. People are going to react to the cyber attack. Well, I remember back in 2003, 4, 5, when people's their tax returns, they started getting stolen. And people would go file for taxes. Oh, we can't file the taxes. It's already been filed. And it's like, oh, this is my first time filing. And then the IRS has to start issuing PIN numbers and these investigations. But we are always late to the party. It is always a game of catch up. All right. And let me see, that is everything. That is the article. But we're going to take a look at one more video about this whole Anthropic debacle. Let's go to it, because I think we're going to get a little bit of different information in this particular video. All right.
Hey, that's right, Mel. CrowdStrike and Palo Alto networks also moving lower after Anthropic disclosed what it says is the first documented case of an AI orchestrated cyber attack.
And this video is about how tech stocks, AI stocks, cybersecurity stocks, they dropped it like it was hot. They sure did. Right? So when you hear that AI led its own agentic cyber attack against major tech companies and government entities, you can only imagine how that's going to harm our stocks.
It's a major headwind for these cybersecurity names as companies realize that they're not just fighting hackers, they are now up against AI that works around the clock. So what we learned today was that in September, a Chinese state-backed group jailbroke Anthropic's Claude model and then used its agentic capabilities to automate a sophisticated global espionage campaign targeting governments and major corporations. Now, Anthropic says it marked a shift from what it previously described as vibe hacking, where humans were still directing the attack, But in this case, AI was very much in the driver's seat, finding weak spots, breaking in, stealing sensitive data, and doing it all with barely any human involvement. Anthropic says this is a turning point, warning that AI has moved from assistant to operator, and unless defenders adopt the same tech, they risk falling behind. But I will say, Mel, a rare bright spot is cyber insurance. Names like AIG, Chubb, and Travelers moved higher after the report.
All right. So we have one last article. So this article, I want to read Anthropic's response. I want to read Anthropic's response to the cyber attack to see their perspective. I want us to hear it straight from the horse's mouth this time. All right. So let's get to it. So this is from Anthropic directly from their website. Disrupting the first reported AI orchestrated cyber espionage campaign, written on November 13th, 2025. Says I'm not going to go through the whole thing because it looks like it might be a pretty long article, but let's take a look at the first two paragraphs, and then I'll put a link to this article inside of the description in case you want to get more details about it. But let's read the first two paragraphs to see how they're spinning this, what they're saying, and then we can read the rest on our own times. But we recently argued that an inflection point has been reached in cybersecurity, a point at which AI models had become genuinely useful for cybersecurity operations, both for good and for ill. This was based on systemic evaluations showing cyber capabilities doubling in 6 months. We'd also been tracking real-world cyber attacks, observing how malicious actors were using AI capabilities. While we predicted these capabilities would continue to evolve, what has stood out to us is how quickly they had done so at scale. In mid-September 2025, we detected suspicious activity that later investigation determined to be a highly sophisticated espionage campaign. The attacker used AI's agentic capabilities to an unprecedented degree, using AI not just as an advisor, but to execute the cyber attacks themselves. The third actor, who we assessed with high confidence was a Chinese state-sponsored group, manipulated our Claude code tool into attempting infiltration into roughly 30 global targets and succeeded in small number of cases. So my question also to Anthropic is, have you patched up the ability to jailbreak Claude code so this doesn't happen in the future? Right? I don't think in this particular scenario, this can be considered small number of cases, because if you were able to get one through, that is bad enough. The operation targeted large tech companies, financial institutions, chemical manufacturers, manufacturing companies, and government agencies. We believe this is the first documented case of a large-scale cyber attack executed without substantial human intervention. Upon detecting this activity, we immediately launched an investigation to understand its scope and nature. Over the following 10 days, as we mapped the severity and the full extent of the operation, we banned accounts that were identified, notified affected entities as appropriate, and coordinated with authorities as we gathered actionable intelligence. This campaign has substantial implications for cybersecurity in the age of AI agents, systems that can run autonomously for long periods of time and that complete complex tasks largely independent of human intervention. Agents are valuable for everyday work and productivity, but in the wrong hands, they can substantially increase the viability of large-scale cyber attacks. Well, so this is the last paragraph we'll read, right? These attacks are likely to only grow in their effectiveness. To keep pace with this rapidly advancing threat, we've expanded our detection capabilities and developed better classifiers to flag malicious activity. We're continually working on new methods to investigate and investigating and detecting large-scale distributed attacks like this one. So let's leave it at that. I'll say this. This is good and bad news, because I think that this gives us a lot of insight and direction of the way that we need to move. We, like, as tech people, as smart people, we need to see, okay, where is there a problem? What are the evildoers doing to disrupt the industry? And then we can step in and say, okay, what can I do? What can I do so that we can prevent this? And that's how you add value, and that's how you run it up. Many people will read this and they will be absolutely terrified by the fact that China can hack one of our large language models to use it to carry out attacks. But what I see is opportunity. And what opportunity is that? Is it to hack China? No, that's not the opportunity that I see. The opportunity that I see is for me and for you, where you can say, okay, well, how can I proactively use AI to prevent these type of attacks, to be more proactive and build something that can safeguard ourselves, and always look for, okay, what are possibilities that can happen? If I was a hacker, what would I do to try to infiltrate and try to prevent that? And then look at past cases like this one on how was somebody able to infiltrate, and look for new opportunities to build fixes around that. I think that there are so many opportunities for us moving forward. People keep saying that AI is going to take over everything, but I just saw another opportunity open up. How can you use AI to prevent China and other state-sponsored actors from hacking our AI, our infrastructure, our businesses? Because what if they went for the power plants? What if they went for the water supply? We would be doomed, right? So my take is, how, like, what they use for evil, how can I use it and mean it for good? That's my thoughts. Do you disagree with me? If you do disagree, leave me a comment. Tell me where I got it wrong and why you believe that you're right, and subscribe to the channel so we can keep the conversation going. All right. But that is all that I have today. Do me a big favor on your way out, whether you agree or disagree, whether you liked or disliked, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live and drop new content. Leave me a comment, especially if you disagree with me, because I love disagreement. I love to talk it out and figure it out. And maybe if you disagree passionately enough, I can bring you up on stream. We can have a conversation one of these days. All right. But on our way out, check out my sponsor, resumeflow.app. Check out thrive.coachrive.dev. Sign up for the waiting lists. And get access to the coaching portal, self-coaching portal, and join us at techcoachrive.dev. There should be, the day that you're watching this, there should be a Vibe Code and Chill. The day that it's premiering, there should be a Vibe Code and Chill tomorrow, Saturday, where we're going to go over the different applications. We're going to be going over strategies. We're going to be going over careers. You can join the Google Meet. We can talk one-on-one. You can stream live from the Patreon. It is free to access those events. All right. But that is at techcoachralph.dev. Looking forward to seeing you. Sign up and let's have the conversation. Let's keep going. All right. But that's everything. It is Friday. I'm getting out of here. You guys have an amazing weekend. Let's turn it up. Let's win together. Tech Coach Ralph. We are out.
Yeah. Finally hit that checkpoint. They said it couldn't be done, but they ain't on this road. Windows down. Bass all the way up. Just ride. All this that open road, cruise control, milestone pass. Now we aiming for the next goal. Let the bass ride, leave the hate behind. All that negativity, pay it no mind. It's that next phase, feeling yeah, the vision's clear. All the doubt they had is fading in the rearview mirror. Yeah. They don't know the hours that I had to put in, all the door they shut that I had to kick in, all the nights I missed, all the sleep I lost. They just see the shine, they don't know the cost. Remember nights I was praying for a breakthrough, staring at the ceiling, wondering what I'm gon' do. Man, the burnout's real, that'll push right through it. Had a vision in my head, I just had to stick to it. All the talk was cheap, man, that noise was loud. Had to block them out, separate from the crowd. They was throwing dirt, trying to cloud the name, while I was in the lab, building out the frame. Every line of code, every hour on the stream was a brick I laid for the whole damn dream. This ain't happened overnight, this was slow cooked. Every L I took was a lesson in the textbook. Now I'm on the highway, cruise set at 80, feeling like the man, yeah, I'm feeling like maybe I was built for this, maybe it's my time. This milestone's a checkpoint, not the finish line. The bass from the 808 shaking the whole whip. Took a deep breath, man, I'm enjoying the trip. This is just a preview of the movie, not the end. Time to hit the gas and do it all again. Oh, this that open road, cruise control, milestone pass, now we aiming for the next goal. Let the bass ride, leave the hate behind, all that negativity, I just pay it no mind. It's that next phase feeling, yeah, the vision's clear. All the doubt they had is fading in the rear view mirror. So I'm rolling solo, just me and my thoughts, plotting on the next move, connecting the dots. This milestone is sweet, yeah, I'ma let it soak in, but the blueprint for the this one is already spoken into existence, man, the vision's panoramic. They was sleeping on a kid, now they in a panic, trying to jump on board, trying to ride the wave. The same ones who doubted, the same ones who paid. I just tip the hat, I don't hold a grudge. From where I'm sitting, man, I'm way too far above all the petty drama, all that he said, she said. I'm just focused on the profit, focused on the bread. Optimistic for the future, cause I built the past. Got the foundation solid, know this thing will last. This that tech coach vision, this that pioneer flow. Planted all the seeds, now I'm about to watch it grow to a whole new level, to a different height. I ain't even worried, man, the future's looking bright. It's that round midnight vibe, feeling so alive. Some folks just survive, man, I'm learning how to thrive. So I let the beat rock, fast and heavy bass, while my mind is slow, steady, winning the race. Got the plan laid out for the next 5 years. Cheers to the hustle, man, and cheers to the tear. Oh, this that open road, cruise control, milestone pass, now we aiming for the next goal. Let the bass ride, leave the hate behind, all that negativity, I just pay it no mind. It's the next phase feeling, yeah, the vision's clear. All the doubt they had is fading in the rear view mirror.
And I won't let them break me, no matter what they send my way. This highway's open, and I'm focused, yeah, I'm on my way, I'm on my way. I'm on my way.
Yeah, just like that. The beat ride. That negativity can't even catch up, man. We on a different frequency. Phase 1, complete. Phase 2, loading.